Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're going over the knee-jerk reaction for the last game week of the FPL season, game week 38. I hope you guys have enjoyed the FPL videos this season. If you have done, as always, leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 11.5 thousand subscribers by the end of the season, so please help us reach that goal. We're nearly there. And of course, have notification bells turned on so you don't miss any future FPL videos for the rest of this year, and of course coming into next season as well. It's going to be plenty more FPL videos from us. And with that being said, let's jump into the knee-jerk reaction. So as always, I'm going to go over the most transferred in and transferred up players so far coming into Game Week 38. Beginning with Eberechi Eze, he's the most popular transfer into the sides. Coming into the last game week of the FPL season, he's been absolutely superb form for Crystal Palace at the back end of this year. He's coming off 5 points. Once again in Game Week 37, picked up an assist, which was good to see for him against Fulham. He's put up some really strong underlying numbers as well, has over one expected goal involvements in his last couple of games, so he is getting into some good positions. He's been extremely clinical recently as well. He's making the most of his chances, he's scoring some great goals, and he's got a great fixture in Game Week 38 as well of Forest at home. I really expect him to do well in this game. He's coming in at a really good price as well, so as far as 1 week punts go, I do really like Eze in midfield. I think he's going to be a really good option. Callum Wilson as well, he's yet to play in Game Week 37, but I'm sure he's going to do very well against Leicester at home, who are a side that have struggled massively defensively this season. Callum Wilson is still with a very low ownership, so he could be a great differential punt in the forward line. I'm definitely not opposed to going for Callum Wilson. There are definitely better options though. Newcastle's fixture in Game Week 38 isn't the greatest against Chelsea, so maybe a little bit late to jump on the Wilson train right now. Not the best forward option in my opinion that you could go for. Definitely still a good differential. It's been in good form, so I wouldn't necessarily discourage the transfer, but I think there are better options to go for in that forward line as well. And Martin Odegaard, also a decent pick as well. He has blanked in Game Week 37 just with the 2 points, but Game Week 38 Arsenal do have Wolves at home, and Odegaard has been in superb form for Arsenal in recent game weeks, and it's just been excellent for them across the whole season. So I do like Odegaard as a differential option as well. His ownership does look high, saying over 30%, but his ownership amongst the top 100k managers is very low, so he could be a really good differential punt. And I think going for those Arsenal assets on the last day of this season against Wolves could be a smart decision, as I think Wolves at home is a really strong fixture. Wolves obviously with nothing to play for the rest of the year, so I think that's a good opportunity to go after opposing teams against Wolves. Gabby Martinelli, a part of that same Arsenal side, is one of the more transferred up players. He's likely to miss the last game week of the season, and he's not been in great form either for Arsenal, so I think Gabby Martinelli, after being ruled out for Arsenal's fixture in Game Week 37, probably not the best Arsenal midfielder to go for. I would prefer Martin Odegaard or Bukayo Saka, but probably Odegaard if I had to pick one of the three, just considering good current form. So obviously Martinelli, a good option to remove from the squad. You've got great midfield replacements. Eze is a really good option at a little bit cheaper. Odegaard at a similar price I like for Arsenal as well, so you've got some good options around Martinelli's price point in midfield. Tony, of course, another good option to remove from the squads as well. There's a couple of really good forward picks, a few which I will discuss later on in the watch list section of the video, as some good forward replacements for Ivan Toney, but I think obviously he's going to be a good transfer as well, as he might miss Game Week 38 there. And Kieran Trippier as well, he's another popular Newcastle player that has been transferred out in recent weeks. His FPL points have been great recently. They were solid 36 in his second fixture of the double. He's yet to play in Game Week 37, but once again with Newcastle fixture in Game Week 38, I'm guessing a lot of people are going to look to hop off the Newcastle options for the last week of the season, and I wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of Kieran Trippier either. I think it's a difficult fixture to get a clean sheet in, and Newcastle's defence has not been the same since the resumption of the World Cup. One of the lowest amount of clean sheets of any teams since the resumption of the Premier League after the World Cup, so I do like a Trippier out as well coming into Game Week 38. Now that Newcastle's doubles are all finished, I think it is a good time to move on Kieran Trippier. So with these most popular transfers in mind, let's have a look at our Game Week 38 transfer watch list. So here are the 8 players that I recommend you guys look to bring into your sides, or at least have as transfer targets coming into Game Week 38. Obviously, some people will have 1 free transfer, others with 2 can bring in a couple of these players. But I do really like these guys as 8 options, which are fairly strong differentials, I would say. There's a couple more template picks in there with Salah and McAllister. But otherwise, most of the other picks are really, really good differential options, which I would recommend for you guys to go after for the last game week of the season. Starting off with Ben White, he's got Wolves at home, a really good fixture from a defensive standpoint. Wolves, obviously a side that have really struggled to score goals this season and haven't dramatically increased their goal tally in recent game weeks. Ben White, on the other hand, a part of a very strong Arsenal defence this year. He's getting forward, chipping in with goals and assists, especially in recent game weeks. It really wasn't something that he had going for him in the first half of the season, but in the back end of the year, he really has increased his goal and assist tally. So I like Ben White as a really good differential option at 5 mil. If you're looking to get rid of Kieran Trippier, Ben White I think is a great replacement. And I think that's probably a transfer that I'm going to look to make to my team, is Trippier out and Ben White in. Eze, of course, as we touched on, Nottingham Forest at home, Game Week 38, with the form he's in at a very cheap price point of 5.6. I think he's going to be a great option, a really, really good differential pick. So if he performs well, you could see a big green arrow on the last day of the FPL season, and Eze could definitely be the guy to produce the green arrow for you. Alvarez as well from Man City at 6.1. I really like him. He's been getting a lot of minutes in the Premier League recently, and with the Champions League final coming up for Manchester City, I'm sure Haaland will be prioritised for that. We saw him come off the bench in the most recent game of Game Week 37 for Manchester City. And I wouldn't be surprised if this trend does continue of Haaland being benched for the Premier League fixtures, so we can be fit and ready to go for the Champions League final, which could see Alvarez continue to get very, very good minutes. He doesn't have a great predicted points for Brentford away in Game Week 38, but I think that is partially due to the percentage chance of him starting. According to the Fantasy Football Fix, I think he's got a lot better chance of playing than what Fantasy Football Fix thinks he does. So I think Alvarez is going to be a really good pick. Brentford away as a decent fixture, not the best fixture for Game Week 38, but when Alvarez does start, he tends to get amongst the goals, and he could be a really strong differential forward option. If you're looking to get rid of Tony, maybe Callum Wilson as well, I would recommend Alvarez as a nice pick there, and a great way to tick off another Man City attacker that's not Erling Haaland or Kevin De Bruyne, who are two of the more popular Manchester City attacking options. Mo Salah as well, a really, really nice pick. He's got an ownership of around 70% inside the top 100k managers. So yes, he is a popular option, but I still think he's worthwhile going for if you're having the side. 13.1 mil, you're paying the big bucks for him, but Southampton away, they're a side that have league goals this season. They did concede 3 in their most recent game to Brighton as well, and Salah does have the highest predicted game week 38 points out of any player for this game week of 6.4, so I like Mo Salah for that reason. Harry Kane as another really good premium option as well. He's coming in at 11.4 mil. He's been a forward that I've had in my team for pretty much every game week of the season this year, and he's been so consistent in his FPL point scoring. Got himself yet another goal last week in game week 37. A great finish it was. Very well taken goal there off the free kick. Laid off from by Kulusevski, drilled it into the top corner. So I like Kane. 6.1 predicted points. Leads away is a superb fixture on the last day of the season. Kane does tend to do well against Leeds. He picks himself up goals against his opposition. And I really like Harry Kane as well. A very low ownership inside the top 100,000 managers, around 25 to 30% still. So extremely low despite his great points this season and great consistency in points scoring. Now 12 returns in his last 14 Premier League fixtures, Harry Kane. Such a reliable and consistent source of points. So if you're looking for a good forward replacement for maybe Tony or Wilson, you got a bit of money in the bank, or you want to go for a punt, maybe get rid of Haaland, bring in Harry Kane, I definitely would support that move. Alexis McAllister in midfield as well. He's one of the more template picks along with Mo Salah in terms of ownership. McAllister with around a 65% ownership inside the top 100k. I like his fixture of Aston Villa away, coming off an attacking return last week. Could have had himself more goals and assists in this game. Was finding himself in some really good positions. I just think he needs to take more shots on. He's been really good at doing that in recent game weeks, but could have had so many more FPL points in that fixture against Southampton at home. So I do like McAllister at 5.6 in midfield as well. a really good midfield replacement if you do have Gabby Martinelli in your sides. Bruno Fernandes I like as well. He's got Fulham at home, as does Luke Shaw. Those are my two Manchester United options that I have recommended. Also, David De Gea as well, I would say in that Man U defence is a really good option that you could go for. Manchester United's defence has been so strong in the back end of this season. They've already picked up one clean sheet in their double game week in game week 37 against Bournemouth away. They've got another fixture coming up, which is a home fixture. They've been so good at Old Trafford at keeping clean sheets, especially in recent game weeks. So I like Luke Shaw and De Gea there to cash in on those clean sheets, especially against a Fulham side at home. Bruno Fernandes as well. He's been getting amongst the goals and assists recently. Has been putting up very strong underlying numbers. So I like Bruno Fernandes. Fulham at home, obviously a great fixture from an attacking standpoint. Has nearly 5 predicted points for game week 38, which does rank towards the top amongst midfielders for the last week of the season. So of course, Bruno Fernandes is going to be a really good differential option. A very low ownership for him. Luke Shaw, a little bit more popular, around a 50% ownership inside the top 100k. But with Luke Shaw's good consistent minutes, he's now pushed out to left back since Varane is back in the team. It's allowed him to have increased attacking potential. Has put in some really good balls in the last couple of weeks. Hasn't quite been able to get himself an assist, but he has actually featured on bonus points, picking up triple bonus points in each of his last 2 games for Manchester United. So I like Luke Shaw for that reason as well. So 2 really good Manchester United options, both fairly differential picks. And most of these players on this watch list are fairly strong differentials, probably apart from Salah and McAllister. Otherwise, all the other options, really good 1 week punts for game week 38. And that is what game week 38 is all about, taking a punt, taking a risk. Hopefully it pays off, which can see your rank rise for the last game week of the season as everyone pushes towards the best possible rank for their Premier League campaign or Fantasy Premier League campaign this year. Once again, thank you so much for everyone that has supported the knee-jerk videos as well, and good luck with your picks coming into Game Week 38. Thanks for watching today's knee-jerk reaction for Game Week 38. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, the last knee-jerk reaction of the season. One of my favorite video series to upload this year, so thank you so much to everyone that has supported the channel across the season, has supported this video across the season. I really do appreciate it. If you guys have enjoyed the FPL content, as always, leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to get back up to 11.5k subs by the end of the Premier League season. We're so close, just a few subs away, so please subscribe if you've liked what you've seen. As always, have notification bells so you don't miss have notification bells on so you don't miss any transfer plans, team selections, deadline streams for the rest of this game week 38, and of course coming into next season as well. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.